Okay, what's up? Yo, what is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Yes, sir. Oh, get that off my screen. Jesus. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing today? Today is Thursday. That's right, Thursday. We are around the corner from school, about to start. Yes, sir, we are. We are almost there. We are right around the corner. Maybe some of y'all started school already, but I think next week is the week that everybody starts school, and whatever days you start school on, time to get in that mode, time to get in that discipline. Well, you should have been disciplined all through summer, but you know what I mean. Time to get those kids off to school and gonna have to, reorganize your day and get things ready. Hopefully, you got all your school supplies and school stuff that you need. If not, you got this weekend to get it done. I don't know if this week is going to be tax-free weekend, but if it is tax-free weekend, hopefully you got your stuff done all before, because usually it'd be like out there in them streets, so you don't want to be out there too long getting, dealing with all that nonsense of all the in and outs and all the other stores you got to go to. But now everybody just shop off online. But I don't know, school supplies might be different. I don't know, who knows? But the good news is we are almost to the end of the weekend. We are right there around the corner, about to hit Friday tomorrow. Hopefully you got your rent paid this month. Yeah, got to get that done. Don't slip on that rent. Yeah, it's getting stressful out here for everybody. We all getting stressed out on these rent payments. So you got to stay on the grind, stay on time, and not let nothing worry your mind too much. You know what I mean? And if you had a bad week, let Mr. Child speak to you.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Now, as long as you didn't come on alive, you are good to go. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. As long as you are still here with us, you are doing good in my point of view. I mean, hey, who's to say, it could be worse? It could be, but at the end of the day, who really cares? It don't matter. We just need to stay focused and keep grinding, because ain't nothing else better to do but to, just keep pushing forward. Take that leap of faith and keep on moving forward, step by step, day by day by day. Even if you got demons and evil people that hate you with a passion, oh well, even they hated Jesus in the story of the Bible. So hey, you're gonna be hated too. You ain't no special than everybody else. So anyway, with that being said, if you want to contribute to today's show, there's the Cash App and the Venmo right there. Cash App Daniel2888, Venmo Danny-Daniel-00. And then we are multi-streaming on different platforms. We're on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and Rumble. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor. When you see that thumbs up, hit that like button right there. Be greatly appreciated. If you don't mind, it'd be greatly appreciated. Get the algorithm out so everybody else can know to come in, hop in, and, get the message that we're going to get today, because we do got a good story in tune for you today. Story we're going to go to today, we got three topics: fitness, the economy, and AI. So with fitness, we're going to go and check out Planet Fitness. We have to look at Planet Fitness first to see if they're really about fitness or if they just making people fatter. You know what I mean?
You lying ass bitch.
So we're going to find out if that's going to be the case with Planet Fitness. Is it Planet Fitness or is it just Planet Finesse? You know what I mean? It's no telling what it could be. It could be Planet Fitness, Planet Finesse. I do know that when I went to Planet Fitness a while back, they had candy galore. You had like the big old bag, like the grape Tootsie Rolls, things that you can get into. And if you're a candy person like me, that is not good. And then I know they had like pizzas every Friday. So, I mean, that was whenever I went. I remember they had the Tootsie Roll, the grape Tootsie Rolls, and I know they had like every Friday or Sunday or something, you get like free pizza walking in. I'm like, this is a fitness place. I'm like, well, I guess they keep their customers coming by keeping you fat. So, it's a good motto if you ask me, a good business move. As soon as you get a workout in, you eat some pizza, and then all the workout that you just did just went straight to hell. I didn't mean to hit that button, but it worked. But yeah, we're going to look at that for the fitness part. Then we're going to slide on over to the economy portion of the show. With the economy portion of the show, we're going to look at, let me get this down. What is this? So the economy portion of the show, we're going to look at a lady who went to jail for an HOA fee. Who ever heard of going to jail because of your HOA? That's trash. That is complete trash. So we're going to see exactly what's going on there, why she went to jail for her HOA, to see if it was like something she did or just something that she continued to do with violation after violation and ignore. I don't know, but we're going to look into it and see. I didn't think you could go to jail for HOA, but hey, who's to say? In today's world, anything can happen, so be ready. Then we're going to go in and look at more of homeowners who are having issues with, their homes, because, everything is kind of like going downward as we speak. As far as the economy goes, it's got its foot in everybody's rear end. And we're going to look at people's freedom getting tampered with. So we're going to see exactly what's going on with these homeowners and stuff like that. Is it really all it's cracked up to be? I mean, maybe when we're going on a market that does this, but if you buy up here and the market's doing this, I don't think you're going to have a good time with your home. I just don't see that being the case. So we're going to see. We are going to see. And then we're going to go to the AI portion of the show, which we're going to look at a couple of things in AI. We're going to look at how they're trying to slowly but surely implement this UBI, which is coming. They're doing it. It's about to happen. So we're going to look at that. Where is it? Right? Is this it right here? Yeah, we're going to look at the UBI to see exactly how they're trying to implement it, and look at the experiment that they actually did prior to, I guess, releasing it, sort of say. So there's an experiment that they did to kind of do like a test run, like a social experiment. They do social experiments all the time on people, whether you know it or not. They do them. And they did a UBI social experiment. I mean, they kind of ran a dummy test back in 2020, if you remember. All the moms or whatever with kids got an extra $200 or $300 on y'all's tax return. You remember, right? All the women was out there going crazy. It was the PPP loans along with the tax returns. The women was getting extra $200 or $300 if you had kids and all that good stuff. So that was kind of to see if, the economy would do better. And come to find out, with all that they were doing, it doesn't seem like that it was doing any good and didn't help improve anything. So waste of money there. And we're going to go in and see exactly how that social experiment panned out. Then we're going to go over and look at the blurred lines that we're having between AI and the news. So right now, what we're seeing, if you're on social media, you're going to be able to see, how AI is working and how they're doing a whole lot of content that has to do with AI. And you can kind of see, I hate to say it, but it's a fact, like they're targeting a certain demographic when they go with these AI contents. They be kind of going a little bit too hard. I'm like, hey, come on now, chill out. But we're going to look at the AI, how it's blurring the lines between news and AI, how you sometimes can't tell the difference. And for sure, like baby boomers, they're not going to be able to tell the difference for sure, because, they sit and watch the news religiously. I know my dad does. Watch the news religiously, and they're not going to really be able to tell what's AI and what's not. And then it probably gets to the point where they just simply don't care. They probably just won't care at all. They're just going to watch it for the entertainment factor, and that's going to be it, So you won't even know what's real news or what's not. But the main concern that they're having about this is that the misinformation that could be dished out with AI. And of course, we're at the very, very beginning stages of AI, or at the beginning of it. And it's getting to the point where if it's already at the beginning and we're having a hard time deciphering AI and what's real, give it about 3 to 5 years, we're not going to know what is and what isn't. So we're going to see what's going on with the lines being blurred between AI and news. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Then last but not least, we're also going to look into, what's the last thing that we have here? What is it? I think that's it. Oh, and then also a social security AI chatbot talks in circles. We're going to see how things are going to be when we have a chatbot that talks to you on the phone, because we already got automated systems. We've been having automated systems for quite some time. Imagine now we have an automated system, but it's AI. AI likes to think. You know what I mean? Like, it likes to respond and reciprocate and, speak to you and have emotion behind the way it talks, or whatever, enthusiasm or whatever you want to call it. So there's a situation that's going on with AI chatbots talking in circles with people at the Social Security's, I guess at the Social Security office. I'm not sure. We're going to look into that as well. And that's going to be something that we check into to kind of figure out what's really going on. Because, the more this AI gets put out in the world, the more hell we going to be in. So Fasten your seatbelts, buckle up. You know, we got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to do. It's been a minute. I was out on vacay for a while, and I was really enjoying myself. It was a nice little time to step back, get away. If you was on my YouTube shorts or on any of my social medias, you kind of see me out there doing my thing. And I still kept my program. I still kept my routine, still kept my workouts. We didn't miss a day, even on vacation. Now, we didn't eat the way we wanted to. I will say that. But when you're on vacation, enjoy your meals. Enjoy whatever you want to eat, but at the same time, I still was hitting my workouts. We were still getting it in the gym. That ain't changed. So if we ate like crap, we still, you know, burned it off to a certain degree. Plus, being out in that hot sun, boy, that stuff there had me hot. Oh, I was like feeling like, yeah, just sweaty and nasty and everything. But it was a good sweaty. It was a good nasty because I was out by the beach. So it was a good thing. I can't complain. It was a great thing. It's mom's birthday, so we had a good old sweet little time. So enjoyed myself. It was good. 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 But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop in and get this show started. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get cracking. So let me make sure I got everything up around the right, because I don't want nothing to be messed up as we get this thing started. And of course, before we do get started, we do have to hit that refresh button, because we don't want to get, we don't want to get the old ad as they always hit us with whenever we're running the show over here. So we're gonna go ahead and let's see. We got the ad skipped. Oh yeah, time to get started. Oh my goodness. All right, so I guess we're gonna jump right into this, and you're gonna look how this one starts out. This is gonna be fun to see. Let me put the banner up before we get going. Bam, there's the banner. We're good to go there. All right, we got the banner. We got, what's this back here? Okay, we got that there. We got that. Why is that not showing up on my screen? What's going on? Is it good? Are we working? Oh, cool. We got that going. How we looking over here? Oh, we got that going. All right. Let's get it. It's time to win. All right. With that being said, not much else to talk about. Let's go ahead and pull up the first segment of the show, the fitness portion. Let me get this on the screen for you. Bam. Change that banner. Bam, bam. All right. Now, just another day at Planet Fitness. As you can see here, Buddy has his crack all up in Buddy's face. I mean, come on, family. Why are we doing this? This is not looking too good. And he's yelling too. Why is he yelling? He's not even helping him with the leg press. Ah, buddy. And when he gets up, you're going to have to fight him. I'm just saying. That's not good. That's not good. You know, they be remaking these on social media with the girl with the BBL sticky in dude's face. And dudes be like, I'm like, man, some of y'all need to get laid more often, because it don't be smelling all that great now. I don't know what's wrong with some of y'all. Some of y'all just nasty as hell. I'm just being honest. It is what it is. A lot of, women are good with hygiene, but not all of them, especially if they've been in the gym, sweating and funky a little bit. But some of y'all nasty. Some of y'all like stink on women. Y'all are just some, y'all, you know what? Just, hey, to each his own. But some of y'all are some nasty pervs. Just like, ugh.
Prepare the
Okay.
dong.
I didn't mean to hit that. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this video. This is going to be by Sunny V2. So let's go ahead and check out how Planet Fitness became the most hated in the world. Here we go.
Hatred for Planet Fitness, you first need to understand their business model. Planet Fitness was created with the goal of having a non-competitive culture opposite to that of something like Gold's Gym, where bodybuilding is glorified. Everything in Planet Fitness is catered towards the less experienced beginner, and on the surface this makes Planet Fitness look like a fairly positive place. However, as we look into the methods they use to achieve this beginner-friendly image, you'll start to understand what—
See that right there? That's what I was talking about. I remember they had I was talking about the little grape Tootsie candies, and when I went, they had such a big bowl, and it didn't seem like nobody was actually taking or indulging in these. So I asked the dude, could I just take the whole bowl? And I was kidding, kinda. No, I wasn't kidding. I was serious. And he was like, yeah, go ahead, take it. So I took the whole bowl of candy. But, if they have donuts and stuff here, I wouldn't be surprised, because they also had pizza. But let's continue.
Why their approach also receives an insane amount of backlash. This image posted to the Gym Memes Facebook page shows a note attached to a Planet Fitness leg press reading, "We do not cater to bodybuilders or heavyweight lifters. Please help us keep our non-intimidating environment by loading only 4 weight plates on each side," with this note showing that not only are Planet Fitness trying to cater to beginners, but they're also trying to repel anyone who might consider themselves an intermediate or advanced lifter. In addition to requesting that members only use a maximum of 4 plates on the leg press, Planet Fitness Fitness gyms also feature no squat rack, no deadlifting area, and no bench press, with the Smith machine being the only alternative for those looking to perform these exercises, or if you're desperate enough, you can evidently use the machine where you'd usually do dips. The gym requests that members refrain from doing T-rows, overhead presses, clean and jerks, deadlifts, and even requests that members don't do supersets, which is achieved in part.
Whenever I went there, I didn't see that. There was no sign that I noticed when I went to Planet Fitness. All they had was that what they call it, like a lunk meter. They call it a lunk meter, which I don't know what the hell. But basically, if you like grunt or if you drop your weight, a buzzer will go off and just embarrass the hell out of you or annoy you, however you feel, and basically just say like, you can't do that. You can't do that here. You can't grunt. You can't drop the weight. Can't walk around with shirt off looking all swole. You can't do that. So I guess if those last images we saw with the little sign saying what we're not as far as heavy lifting and bodybuilding, then I guess they holding up to their motto as a company. So shout out to them.
Part by maxing out their dumbbells at 75 pounds or 34 kilos, with this number being an even lower 60 pounds or 27 kilos, depending on which franchise you go to. As an alternative, Planet Fitness gyms are instead filled with excessive amounts of cardio equipment, with a possible goal of encouraging their members to avoid the weight training area altogether. So basically, Planet Fitness doesn't allow you to actually get stronger. The only gym that doesn't like people going to the gym. I went to Planet Fitness as a joke with one of my friends because your first day you get free to test out, and I was deadlifting 360 on the Smith machine, and I put pads underneath the weight so it wouldn't slam, and the manager kicked me out because I was noticeably stronger than everyone else and creating an intimidating atmosphere.
That cannot be real. There's no way. There's no way. They kicked you out because you were stronger than everyone else and creating an intimidating atmosphere. I didn't have that issue because me and my buddy, whenever we went, we actually put as many plates as we could on the leg press. We just kept going up and up and up. We started with like 2 or 3, then 4 or 5, and so on and so forth till we maxed out. So we didn't have that. I mean, but then again, who am I to say who what experience somebody had? Because you never know. You probably have somebody there who don't get no respect in life. They're on a power trip, you know what I mean? They're in control for the first time in their life. So, you know, they see somebody breaking a rule, so then they can actually, you know, what's the word I'm trying to say? Enforce this little rule. So even if, you know, they do seem like they're being petty, they're right because they're in the guidelines of the policy and stuff. So who's to say? I don't know. They don't say where he was, but yeah, hopefully that's not true.
Planet Fitness having a problem with people who are noticeably stronger than everyone else is something that can also be observed in countless different YouTube videos.
I wasn't there a week, and I was told, you intimidate the other patrons, and we don't like your type here.
For example, 4 times world's strongest man Brian Shaw was kicked out of Planet Fitness whilst making a fairly relaxed YouTube video, with this piece of content pairing another titled Planet Fitness cancelled my membership after 500-pound bench press, cementing their dislike for those who go to the gym to push their limits. As an extra measure to avoid intense exercise.
There it is, the lunk alarm. One who grunts, drops weights, or judges. That's the thing right there. So if you grunt, drop your weight, or judge, I don't know what the hell that is. I mean, I guess they mean, what, can they hear you? But anyway, if you drop or whatever you do, that alarm will go off. And that's just like, it didn't happen when I was there, but yeah, that really is a thing if you ain't ever been to Planet Fitness. It's kind of sad.
Planet Fitness also has their notorious lunk alarm, which can be triggered by Planet Fitness staff anytime they see a member working out too intensely. Lunk alarm is actually pretty goated. If it goes off, it means that you're making gains, and the staff is just making sure that everyone knows that you're built different. But while this
Okay, that's a good point. The lunk alarm is goated. It goes off because it lets everyone know that you're making gains, and the staff wants everyone to know that you're built different. Okay, that's a good way to look at that. Let me give homie a round of applause for that comment. That's good. That's good. It's a good positive outlook. I can actually rock with that.
Person managed to frame the lunk alarm as beneficial. On a wider scale, the concept has been criticized pretty damn heavily. The alarms are set to trigger when they detect muscles actually contracting. Planet Fitness, you're being too loud. Also Planet Fitness uses tornado warning sign to replace the noise of normal gym activities. This alarm is infinitely more disruptive than the clanking of weights or grunts of strained lifters. It's also startling, which can cause severe injuries to anyone under load. And in addition to simply having the lunk alarm, there are countless comments describing ridiculous situations during which the alarm has been sounded. I accidentally dropped my drink off the treadmill and the lunk alarm went off. I got kicked out. The lunk alarm goes off if you accidentally drop a pen.
Alright guys, I'm at Planet Fitness. Watch how ridiculous this is.
They got me. They got me. They got me with the ad. So if you drop a pin, that thing better not go off. If you drop a pin and that thing goes off, that is a shame. That is a complete shame. Somebody needs to walk up to somebody. If the front staff deliberately can hit that alarm, that's whack. Like, because they could just not like you for whatever reason and just like hit the alarm. So if that does happen and you're at Planet Fitness and you know you ain't doing nothing, or you notice the staff hit the button, just walk up to them and just go, shut up. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and hit them with the good old backhand. You know what I mean? The open palm. The old school open palm. Where's my thing? There we go. All right, let's continue. Let's pick back up on this. We're almost done with it. Here we go.
All right, guys, I'm at Planet Fitness. Watch how ridiculous this is. Really?
But to be fair to Planet Fitness, both gym members and the staff themselves have often stated in videos and comments that the lunk alarm is rarely ever used.
Yes, there is a lunk alarm. However, I've never even heard it go off.
I've worked at 2 different Planet Fitness locations, and we never once sounded the lunk alarm on people for anything. I think it depends on the individual.
You lying ass bitch.
Locations, whether they're franchise or not. We were told that we weren't allowed to use it, that it was more of a novelty item. I went to Planet Fitness for 6 months and never heard the alarm. I think it mostly depends on the manager you get. Treat the alarm as a sign of a good or bad manager. If that alarm sounds, it's time to find another gym. As a person who works at Planet Fitness, we never set the lunk alarm off.
We don't pull the lunk alarm. We don't pull it because there's no purpose to, like, you know? On the flip side too, we like to have fun. Sometimes as soon as we just hear anything, boom, we just pull it. And it's different when your manager's there.
Okay, let me just rewind what she just said. Come on now.
Another gym. As a person who works at Planet Fitness, we never set the lunk alarm off.
We don't pull the lunk alarm. We don't pull it because there's no purpose to, like,
we don't pull it. There's no purpose to it.
you know? On the flip side too, we like to have fun. Sometimes as soon as we just hear anything, boom, we just pull it. And it's different.
You lying ass bitch.
When your manager's there and when your manager's not there.
However, while the alarm can be dismissed as somewhat of a meme, drinking out of a gallon water jug as well as their dress code are both something that Planet Fitness does take extremely seriously. In the previously mentioned video where Brian Shaw gets kicked out of Planet Fitness, a sign can be seen which reads, "Dress code. To maintain our no gym-timidation environment, please no jeans, boots, sandals, or string tank tops, thank you." Other banned items of clothing include do-rags, skull caps, bandanas, and judging from internet anecdotes, this dress code is definitely the next reason behind why the gym is so hated. I used to have a Planet Fitness membership, and on multiple occasions they asked me to go home and change my gym outfit to something less revealing. I was wearing a tank top and shorts, lol, or they would give me one of those hideous white t-shirts with their logo to cover myself up.
I mean, I can understand that with the females. I be seeing moose knuckles and coochie prints, and I can see a thong underneath, and I can see nipples through your shirt, and this ain't even me trying to look, and it's just clear as day you can see it. So they feel comfortable in it. I feel comfortable looking. It is what it is. So I believe what she said is true. I could agree that actually happened. If Planet Fitness is tripping on a gallon of water and a string tank top shirt from dudes, y'all might as well go in there and dress up in some nun outfits if that's the case, because women be getting away with, they be trying to give men full boners when they walk in there. I'm not even lying. They be spending like fully sprayed perfume and lotioned up and brand new outfits. I'll be like, bruh, come on.
This video titled Planet Fitness Fail Why I Cancelled My Membership, the girl explains that she was confronted by staff for simply having a 1-gallon water bottle.
One of the workers did a beeline for me one time while I'm working out, interrupts my set, and is like, oh, you can't have that gallon of water here.
Whilst another member was denied entry altogether because his water bottle was too big to fit in their designated cup holder.
So I'm in here at Planet Fitness with this bottle, and Miss Ashley does not want to allow me to work out because she says my bottle will not fit into her cup holder. Imagine
asking someone to leave because they're drinking water and being healthy. For being a judgment-free facility, all they do is judge, and this is why their approach is so controversial. The judgment-free slogan is targeted toward their main demographic.
I mean, let's just be honest. Let's take a look. Does she look like she wants you to be healthy? Let's just be honest. Does she?
Bruh.
You think she wants you to come in here and get healthy?
Bruh.
She work at the gym. Does she look healthy?
Bruh.
Come on now. She just doing what she know how to do.
Bruh.
You know what I mean? She's like, you know when they say misery loves company?
Bruh.
Well, there's your company.
Bruh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, bruh, she don't want you in there healthy because she ain't healthy her dang self.
Fitness with this bottle and Miss Ashley.
But I think he is pretty lame for recording it. Like, bro, we get it. I mean, it is a part of their rules. It seems like it. It says no gallon water thing, but that ain't no gallon, though. I don't think it is. That doesn't look like a gallon, but whatever.
Does not want to allow me to work out because she says my bottle will not fit into her cup holder.
Imagine asking someone to leave because they're drinking water and being healthy. For being a judgment.
Hold on, y'all. Let's see something.
Ashley does not want to allow me to work out because she says my bottle.
All right. Bring it in. Tell the truth. You think she didn't let him in because of his water bottle or because of his hand? What you think?
Bruh.
What you think?
Bruh.
Sorry, I had to take it there.
Will not fit into her cup holder.
Imagine asking someone to leave because they're drinking water and being healthy. For being a judgment-free facility, all they do is judge, and this is why their approach is so controversial. The judgment-free slogan is targeted toward their main demographic, beginners, but in order to achieve this branding, they have to be judgmental toward anyone who isn't a beginner, making their approach incredibly hypocritical.
So, no judgment, except you get to judge.
Is it a judgment-free zone or is it a judgment for free zone? They get to judge you for free zone. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We won't judge or criticize you unless you're someone in shape in a gym. No judgment zone unless we are the ones judging. Planet Fitness, no judging. Also, Planet Fitness judges anyone who actually wants to work out properly, with this criticism also being bundled in with more sinister theories about why Planet Fitness fights tooth and nail in order to maintain their judgment-free brand.
Bro, buddy is pointing and talking and getting attention from other people around. Like, come on, fam.
Bruh.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. He got into a position, and now he's enforcing these policy rules. I mean, but buddy, you do have your shirt off. But I don't know. It's just funny to see. At the end of the day, just don't go to Planet Fitness if you feel that way. But the fact that he's pointing, like,
Bruh.
I mean, he should get up. He should stand up and just say, that's what he should do to him.
If you think about it, the entire concept is an incredible idea. By keeping the judgmental people away, you only attract the insecure who pity themselves. At the same time, you keep away any serious lifter who could show what is possible, therefore reassuring these half-heartedly gym goers that what they're doing is absolute peak performance. The picture of roid-raging testosterone monsters is planted into people's heads, thus binding them even stronger to that gym. Financially speaking, it's a masterpiece.
That's a great point. Yes, that is a great point. If you think about the concept, by keeping the judgmental people away, you only attract the insecure who pity themselves for a business model, a business plan. Hey. I mean, I must agree, it is actually a genius idea to have a gym to where, because, some people get anxiety when you tell them to, like, eat healthy or go work out or take care of yourself. Some people really get anxiety. Like, they're like, just the thought of, like, jogging or lifting weights or something, like, they really will feel some type of way about it. They'll really, like, get in their head, like, physical exertion just threatens them. And, everybody has their thing. So when you have a gym that tailors to, you can come to this gym and you could just work out, you can half-ass in the gym, you can pick up a 5-pounder and, curl that thing about 42 times and put it down and get another 5-pounder, and you are like A1 in that gym. You good. And then when you walk out, you got a whole box of donuts and some pizza on the way out the door. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good idea for people in that mentality that can go in that gym, feel like they're doing something, but are doing absolutely nothing, but it makes them feel good about themselves. So it is actually a good business model. So I give them a round of applause. Yes.
thus binding them even stronger to that gym. Financially speaking, it's a masterpiece. Perhaps this is a bit of a conspiracy theory, but it's also possible that it's in Planet Fitness's best interest.
Look right there. Trench coat, pants, whatever this beanie is over their head, like for sure.
To keep their members out of shape so they'll continue to pay for membership. On the first Monday of every month, Planet Fitness hosts Pizza Monday, during which free pizza is given to members before, after, and even during their workouts. Then similarly, on the second Tuesday of every month, Planet Fitness has Bagel Tuesday, following the same concept but with free bagels. Planet Fitness makes a pretty decent argument for why they consider this to be acceptable, stating on their website, it's okay to indulge in a treat every once in a while. The truth is, one slice of pizza isn't going to destroy a month's worth of work in the gym, which is why Planet Fitness Pizza Monday and Bagel Tuesday only roll around once a month. Moderation is key, yet as you might expect, these free junk food days have come with even more public backlash.
I'm doing like squats and deadlifts, and the smell of like 100 pizzas is coming at me. It's just not right, Planet Fitness. Come on. The pizza being in the gym, it's just not right. They don't go together. Offer free salads, offer free, I don't know, protein shakes. But pizza? No, Planet Fitness.
She about to eat a piece of pizza. That's your problem with self-control. And don't go on Mondays. If they got pizzas on Mondays, don't go on Mondays. And what is it? The second Tuesday of each month? Don't go because they got the sweets and donuts. So just don't go on those days. Don't complain and tell them what they should and shouldn't do. First of all, they providing free pizzas, so shut up. You should be grateful that, you know, if you ain't got nothing to eat that day, you know, you can slide up into a Planet Fitness on a Monday, and I think it's like a, what is it, $5 day pass. The membership's like $5 or $10. A day pass might be $5 or $10. Who knows? You can go in there and kind of, you know, have a little buffet type thing. You know what I mean? Just can't have a gallon of water though. Just bring a like a big sippy cup or something, like a Route 44 or something, and you'll be good. But don't complain about the gym that you go to because they serve pizza. Like, don't do that. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, you want them to have a salad, just leave and bring your own salad. And all because you can't control your food cravings. I mean, it is what it is.
Pizza at a gym is like having AA meetings in a bar. Nothing like getting a good workout then enjoying a high-calorie pizza afterwards, #gains. It's actually a genius tactic. You go there to lose weight and get in shape, they give you pizza, you gain some weight, you have to go back to lose that weight. Keeps you in that gain weight, lose weight cycle. Planet Fitness not actually wanting their members to lose weight might also explain some of the other things that you can get with your membership, such as their total body enhancement chamber, which, sounding like a pile of infomercial garbage, apparently helps work muscle groups, firms and tones the body, as well as helps reduce stress. However, these no-effort scam machines just reiterate the type of customers that Planet Fitness are generally going after. Their cheap $10 per month memberships are seemingly designed to appeal to people who will go once or twice, never turn up again, but also never cancel their membership because, well, nobody can be bothered to go into the gym to cancel it when it's only 33 cents per day.
What do I have to do to cancel this membership?
I mean, sounds like a genius idea to me. It's only $10 and you get free pizza on Mondays. You get free donuts every other second Tuesday of each month. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. And then it appeals to a certain audience when it comes to lifting. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it's actually a good model because there's a bunch of other gyms for you to choose from and go to, but you went there. I mean, I get it's cheap, but, you know, at the end of the day, if you can not show up on a Monday, if you can't control yourself with pizza and, you know, figure out how to drink some water before you get there or drink out the water fountain while you're there, like, you know, you might have to make some, you know, adjustments while you're in there, but it is what it is. Don't complain, though. Don't complain.
Oh, you have to come into the location or else write a letter. The gym where I stay is 45 minutes away from where I live at. Is those the only two ways? Yes, those are the only two ways. You have to physically come in to cancel your membership.
And judging from some of the videos on YouTube, it seems like this.
Hey, what up, JTE dog? What's going on? I didn't see you there. Sorry, my thing was over there on the side. What's happening? What's happening? My bad, I didn't see you. My fault. But yeah, free pizza. I bet you gonna go to that thing, ain't you? I know you gonna be there for sure. What did I pull up on? I didn't even see it. My bad, nephew.
Strategy is incredibly effective.
I've given them $10 a month for 4 years, and I've never stepped foot inside the gym.
Just to add a cherry on top of the cake, if you do want to cancel your membership,
whose fault is that? How you gonna blame them for you going there, for you starting a membership But forgetting to cancel it for 4 years, you didn't even. That's your fault. You can't blame them. But let's see what they're trying to say. Let me make them present their argument before I judge them. Let me see. Let me see. I canceled my Planet Fitness membership after not going. It's been 4 years, but it's finally time I've canceled. Okay, well, you didn't go, but let's see if it's hard to cancel.
Goes on YouTube, it seems like this strategy is incredibly effective.
I've given them $10 a month for 4 years, and I've never stepped foot inside the gym.
Just to add a cherry on top of the cake, if you do want to cancel your membership, there are then massive fees involved, as well as other small charges that force you to spend more money before you officially leave.
Make sure you don't break your contract, because if you break your contract, then it's $150 to get out of it. I see that I still got a payment, a charge from Planet Fitness. Now my membership is discontinued. Trying to get rid of gym memberships is basically trying to get rid of a boyfriend that won't go away or a nasty rash.
Their business model is to sell memberships to people who don't go regularly. Think about it, there can be 10,000 members for that one gym, but if everyone goes, then the place would be so busy it would either violate legal codes or be so packed you wouldn't be able to work out because everyone is using something, and honestly, it's hard to blame them. Businesses are created to make money, and with over 2,000 gyms across the globe, Planet Fitness has been extremely successful, yet unfortunately they've done so whilst picking up the nickname Planet Fatness.
Okay, well, I mean, dang, $150, what is it? $150 cancellation fee if you break your contract. I mean, I don't know how long your contract period is. That's one thing I wonder. I wonder how long the contract period is. It's like a 6 month or 12 month, and then you're tied into it, and you have to constantly keep paying the $10. If you break the contract, that's $150 cancellation fee or breach of contract fee that they hit you with. But they only charge you $10 in free pizzas and everything and then donuts on every other Tuesday of the month or second Tuesday of each month. So I don't really see it that bad of a deal, except I couldn't work out there because I can't go as hard as I want to in the gym. You know what I mean? I can't wear no white beaters. I can't wear certain outfits, so I look like a gym goer. So they wouldn't want me there. Yeah, nephew, go ahead and slide into Planet Fitness. That's right up your alley. Yes, it is. Shout out to Planet Fitness, though. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad deal. I think Planet Fitness is a good place to be at. I think it's a solid deal. You know what I mean? Like, you get free pizza every Monday. You know, that would, I ain't gonna lie, that would actually have me hooked. I would probably slide up in there. That would be like my cheat day / rest day, if that makes any sense. Like, I would cheat on the food, but then I'll like do like a light workout, like lightweight but high reps. You know what I mean? But it would still be like Mondays would just be considered my cheat day if I had a Planet Fitness membership. That would just make perfect sense. Maybe in the future that might be something I do. You know what I mean? Go in there, you know, I know I'm gonna be lazy that day, do high cardio, do a lot of elliptical stairs, and maybe like a bike or something, or the elliptical, do some weight training mixed with the cardio, because I know I'm about to like smash on some pizza while I'm there. You know what I mean? Go in there, dress all, you know, long sleeve this and short sleeve and everything, and enjoy the Monday pizza culture. You know what I mean? Those home over gyms never failed, and they don't do free pizza anymore. Also, I got a gym at my apartment. Yeah, but your gym probably not hitting like Planet Fitness though. Your gym ain't hitting like Planet Fitness. Yeah, exactly. Your gym ain't hitting like Planet Fitness, and your gym don't got free pizza on Mondays, and don't got donuts on every second Tuesday of each month. You can't beat that. And it's only $10 a month at Planet Fitness. You know, I mean, I think it's a good deal, especially if you don't want to go hard in the gym. You know what I mean? Especially if people who go in the gym and don't want to go hard, you know, it is what it is. They don't do free pizza anymore. Are you trying to tell me something? Man, that's not true. You talking about Planet Fitness don't do free pizza anymore? Does Planet Fitness still do free pizza? Let's see if he's telling the truth. Let's see, where is he at? Oh, okay. No, they don't. Generally does not offer pizza. The tradition stopped was largely because of the pandemic in 2020 due to the strong flu-19 and the people's public health concerns. Okay. I guess you was right. I'm going to fall up in there on a Monday and I'm going to see. I'm going to fall in there on a Monday. I'm going to find out for sure. I'm going to grab my phone. I'm going to record. I'm going to find out for myself. I'm going to let y'all know. I don't know. They might say that, but I don't think that's true. You know what I mean? Well, then again, well, no, that probably did make sense because a lot of people was really afraid when the strong flu hit the scene. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure it took a lot of money away from a bunch of businesses, especially gyms, because everybody believed in a flu that was running through rampant, which it probably was. It was just a stronger flu than normal that was, you know, set up for a specific reason to do specific things to specific people and convince you to take a specific thing in your arm, and you know it was set up for a reason. So you know, so maybe they did stop doing it because you do got to recoup that money and you know come back stronger than ever when everybody was no longer scared to go out in public. So okay, maybe it did stop in 2020. Maybe it did. Yeah, maybe it did. Yeah. I ain't never been to Crunch Fitness. I'm gonna have to check out Crunch Fitness. But Planet Fitness, I've been there once. Wasn't too impressed. I didn't notice that there wasn't like no squat racks or bench press. I didn't even think about that when I went. But at the end of the day, to each his own, you know. Go in there, check it out. Now I'm pretty sure they still got something else that bypasses the pizza, but it's not gonna be pizza. Probably candy. Like I said, they had the great Tootsie Rolls that when I was there, and boy, I took the whole box. So I mean, that's right up my alley. So shout out to Planet Fitness. I mean, I would never go there, but shout out to them though, for sure. Yeah, man. So make sure y'all stay fit. Make sure y'all stay in shape. Make sure you take care of yourself. Oh, something I did want to show you guys though, before I actually switch topics. Get off of that. Before I do switch topics, one thing we do have to look into really quick before I go on to the next topic. Where is it at? Let me find it really quick. Yes, I think this will be it right here. There we go. Oh, you hear that? You hear that right there, don't you? Yeah, if you can't make it to the gym, I got something for the gym. Yeah, you can work out at home with your boy D. Elliott in the comfort of your home. Yes, sir. And the sponsor of today's show. So if you ever need to get a workout in or you don't want to go nowhere or nothing like that, you can just click on the video tab of your YouTube channel and get a workout in with your boy. We do upper bodies, back days, leg days, strong days, weak days, not really, ab days and all that stuff like that. So if you cannot make it to the gym, let the sponsor of today's show work out with you at home. And in case another pandemic does hit the scene, I will be here for you through thick and thin, tough times, good times, and bad times. And we'll keep it rocking even through some other strong flus that might hit the scene. You know what I mean? We might get some more strong flus, but if we do, I'll be there for you and with you. Where's my sound effect? There we go. Yes, sir. So shout out to that handsome gentleman right there on sponsoring on today's show. Yes, sir. So know that you can't make it to Planet Fitness. I'll bring it to your house. Yes. That goes for you too, nephew. If you want to go to the gym or even walk downstairs to the gym in your apartments, your uncle got you in the comfort of your own home. You know what I mean? How about yes? Don't know. How about yes? Yes. How about you enjoy working out with your uncle in the comfort of your own home? I got you, nephew. I got you. You know what I mean? And you can eat pizza. I got you. But anyhow, let's move on to the next segment of the show. Oh, man, I forgot to actually do the intro for fitness. Well, we'll use the intro as the outro. Here we go.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
Hey, okay. Whoops, didn't mean to put that up there. All right. Well, that's the ending of the fitness segment of the show, but now we're going to segue over onto the economy portion of the show. So let me go ahead and change this banner out real quick. Bam, bam. Banner has been changed, and let my sexy lady approach as she lets you know the economy portion is coming up.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
I'm telling you, boy, when AI bots become humans, I'm going to duplicate her. Yeah, boy. Like whenever the movie Subservient becomes true in real life, I'm probably going to be weak like old dude was in that movie. I sure am, bro. I sure am. Somebody gonna have to walk up to me and be like, hey. I'm like, sorry. sorry, you know what I mean? Like, give me a AI robot like Megan Fox was in that movie. It's gonna be like this.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
I'm just saying, it's gonna be serious. It's gonna be serious. Yes, sir. But anyway, we're on the economy portion of the show. And for this segment of the show, we are going to talk about a Florida mom, starting off, who got thrown in jail for violating, I guess, an HOA, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, man. So she got thrown in jail for violating HOA. So hopefully this doesn't become a big thing. But I've never heard of this before, and I wonder how bad it got in order for this to happen. I want to know, like, did she just not cut her grass for extended period of time? Did her yard look crappy for a long period of time? Like, what did she do for it to get to this point? And even then, I've just never heard of. I heard of you getting fined and getting fees for your HOAs, but not thrown in jail. So we're going to see exactly what happened. We're going to see what's going on and try to figure out why they did this lady this way. So without further ado, we're going to slide into this video right here. Let's get this up on the screen, change that banner over, bam, bam. And let's see exactly what's going on with this video. And this is by Grant Warrington. So shout out to him, fair use. And let's see what he has to say about this video. Here we go.
Was thrown in jail for HOA violations. And the main reason? Her grass was brown. Seriously. She didn't hurt anybody, she didn't steal anything, and yet they arrested her right in front of her daughter. She spent a full week in jail and nobody wanted to let her out. Welcome to the wild world of HOA rules, where somehow brown grass is treated like a bigger threat than actual crime. In this video, I'll show you how an HOA had the power to get a mom locked up, why an unnamed judge made sure she stayed there, and how you can protect yourself if this ever happens to you. And if you live in an HOA.
He said an unnamed judge. How you get an unnamed judge? I mean, I guess he didn't want to say the name of the judge, but why not say the name of the judge? Why are you hiding that?
You need to hear this one. Let's jump in. Irina Green lives in a neighborhood called Creek View Subdivision. It's an HOA, or Homeowners Association, in Riverview, Florida, just outside of Tampa in Hillsborough County. It's a quiet little neighborhood, just your typical Florida homes. But last year, there was a huge drought and the county put water restrictions in place. So Irina's grass dried up and turned brown, just like a bunch of other lawns on the street. And to make it worse, she's got this massive tree in the front yard that blocks a ton of sunlight. So nothing wants to grow in that spot. That's when her HOA showed up with a list of violations that started getting way out of hand.
And it went from the grass being brown to, there's a dent in my garage.
Dents too small to see from the road.
That was a part of my court case.
Green was also cited for having a dirty mailbox covered in mildew due to shade and moisture from that same tree.
I would assume you could probably clean that whole mailbox in a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
And for having a cargo van similar to other ones we observed in the neighborhood.
One minute she's just trying to keep her lawn alive, and the next...
Okay, the dent in the garage. The dent in the garage? Like, come on, you can't. A dent in the garage, and it was a tiny dent too. I don't know if you saw it. That dent was like itty bitty. It was like yay big. So I don't know. I think somebody don't like her. I think she pissed off somebody in the HOA. Cause ain't no way they gonna hit you with a dent, a dirty mailbox, and I mean brown grass. I could get you getting a penalty or a fee for brown grass, but what was it? And I think her van, the type of van, somebody don't like her. She got beef with somebody in the HOA, like something going on. Like maybe a Karen or something. She cussed out at a grocery store or something. This just don't sound right.
She's in legal trouble.
The HOA filed a lawsuit against Green in Hillsborough County Court, demanding she correct the violations. She represented herself, preparing handwritten explanations that the HOA and judge rejected. Green appeared at a hearing last July in which the judge gave her an ultimatum.
My grass had to be brung up to par. He said, you can get seeds, you can do something, but you got 30 days to get it corrected. I said, fine. And he said, and if it's not done in 30 days, you're gonna go to jail.
And she took it seriously and started work on the violations.
I sold my van to comply. My mailbox was clean. I bought seeds and watered my grass.
But then she missed her next court date. but she says she never got the notice.
I was supposed to receive documentation. Nothing was sent to my home, and I reached out to the courthouse several times to try to find out when was my...
Okay, I see where they got her.
My court date.
So the judge just...
Okay. So they got her for not going to court. Okay, so I think... Because since you're... Okay, so in this case, she's representing herself. If you're representing yourself, then you're assumed to understand the rules of procedure. And missing the court date is horrible. So, I mean, it's like a default judgment, basically. So, therefore... her calling in and asking when her court date is, it just depends on who you get on the phone. They may or may not help you, but you should be able to find your court case on the docket on their website, or you could go up there and find out when your court case is or when your court case is on the docket, because it's on there. You can find it. So that's where they got her. They didn't get her because of her grass was brown. They actually, I mean, the judge told her to fix it or she'd go to jail, but she missed court, and she was looking for a notice or something like that. But I mean, did the judge say you were gonna have to be back in court? I don't know, but if you miss a court date, yes, and if you knew, and if you called up there, that means she knew about it. So she called up there, that means she knew that she had to come back to court. She would have to look on a docket, because they will try to, hit you with an okie doke so they can, get you. And that's, since she was representing herself, I think that's what they did. They hit her with the okie doke, but she could have potentially found out where that was. But let's see.
Decided that she was in contempt of court, and at the HOA attorney's request, for some reason, a warrant went out for her arrest. This is where it starts getting really shady.
Green was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy in late May after picking up her 15-year-old daughter from cheerleading practice.
When I got out, he said, "Miss Green, do you know that you have a warrant for your arrest?"
She was taken to the Orient Road Jail.
If they got you handcuffed behind your back?
Yes, I'm treated like a criminal.
At the jail, she got more bad news.
There was no bond, so I couldn't even go home to my family. I sat in there for 7 days. 7 days in the jailhouse, like a criminal.
When I first heard about this, I was pretty pissed.
Wow, okay, that is pretty messed up. I mean, it's the default, though. That's really what it is. It was the default of her not going to court, because she said she called up to the court to see when there was a court date. I mean, it had to have been on a docket, unless they tried to pull one over on her. And, I mean, but I don't know if it was on the docket. I would assume it was on the docket. She could have found out when it was on the docket, because it sounded like she knew it was a date. But I don't know, man. That's just messed up. It is messed up, but when you don't show up to court, that's what they're going to hit you with. But 7 days, 7 days. Well, it's a default. They can do what they want. It is what it is. But let's see.
A mom got thrown in jail over some HOA crap. And this wasn't even a criminal case. It was a civil case. That's what makes this even more insane. So let me explain the difference. We all know what a criminal case is, right? Think O.J. Simpson. It's a case where someone committed a crime, and if convicted, they go to jail, or not in OJ's case. In a civil case, there's no crime, no police, no prosecutors. Usually it's one person suing another, like a business dispute, a contract issue, or in this case, an HOA mad about somebody's lawn. The cops aren't even supposed to be involved. Normally, you get sued, maybe fined, maybe dragged to court, but jail? That shouldn't even be on the table.
Clearly, that guy has not been to family court before, because jail is on the table. It's just not jail in the terms you think. The jailing comes from breach of contract. That's what the jailing is for. They're going to throw you in jail, but they're not going to throw you in jail for a criminal matter. They're going to throw you in jail for a breach of contract, which falls under a civil matter. That's what that is. So clearly, he ain't ever been to court.
That's how crazy this whole thing is. So how did this even happen? Well, technically, she did miss her court date. And yeah, when a judge tells you to show up, you better show up. That's a big deal. But I got two big questions here. First, is this what normally happens in a civil case? You miss one court date and end up in jail?
It is pretty extreme. It certainly is, yeah.
We asked Stetson Law Professor Paul Boudreau.
I mean, I think the person that she potentially cussed out at that grocery store had to be the judge's wife. That's all I can think. Because there ain't no way you get thrown in jail behind an HOA. That's crazy. Like, somebody had it out for her. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody was pissed at her, don't like her, or want her out. Something. There's something deeper to this. It's just like, man, what is going on?
What he makes of this case.
I think it's pretty rare in a civil case for someone to have a contempt order.
Okay, so this isn't normal. My second question, why the hell wasn't she allowed to post bond? That's the part that really pisses me off. She wasn't even given the option to go home to her kids. She sat in jail for 7 days.
To be incarcerated without bond is certainly an extreme measure and is pretty rare.
Now to me, it sounds like this judge was trying to make an example out of her, like, let's teach her a lesson. And he went way overboard. What makes it even weirder? The judge's name isn't in any of the news reports I could find, not one. That's kind of sketchy.
Now there's a mugshot of you right now.
Yep.
How did that make you feel, just to be put in those orange clothes?
It makes me feel horrible. Like, I work hard. You know, I work hard to buy this home, you know, for me and my kids in a better neighborhood and environment, and to be taken to jail and to be treated like that for brown grass at my own home, you know, like, it's horrible.
So she ends up in jail for 7 days, and here's the wild part. She could have been in there for even longer if her family hadn't stepped in and helped her out. No joke. Here's what happened.
Green's sister-in-law, who is a paralegal, filed a petition 6 days after she was incarcerated, requesting an emergency hearing.
And I went to court, and I had to be shackled from my hands to my feet.
And you're there in civil county court, right?
Yeah.
You're the only one wearing orange, right?
Yeah, the only one.
And again, remember, this is civil court, not criminal. This is supposed to be small claims type stuff. Like, remember Judge Wapner from the People's Court? That show was all about people suing each other over things like a dog peeing on somebody's lawn. Judge Wapner wasn't out here tossing people in jail. He was handing out fines and telling people to grow up.
God bless you. On this Forget it. The homeowner. Forget it.
That's why this whole thing is nuts, because Irina didn't just get fined, she got locked up. But here's how she finally got out.
Green's relatives sent pictures of the yard and other evidence to the judge, a different one than the judge who issued the arrest warrant. Green says an attorney for the HOA opposed her release.
He says, well, it hasn't been resodded. The whole yard needs to be resodded. And she's like, not from those pictures that I see. She's like, no, I want her released immediately.
Green was released on the judge's order.
Did you catch that? A new judge took over the case, and he's the one who let her go. Interesting. And then there's the HOA attorney. Honestly, this guy sounds like a hard ass. He didn't want her released. Why does he or this HOA have that much say in whether somebody stays in jail or goes free?
Caught up with Creekview HOA attorney Francis Frischia, the one who asked for the arrest warrant outside his office.
Do you think that was kind of harsh to have her spend 5 days or 7 days, I believe, in jail?
I have no comment, but I'll email you on that.
He emailed us a statement saying in part, quote, Ms. Green received notices of violations. She disregarded them. Ms. Green failed to show up in court on August 19th. Her failure to abide by the court's instruction led to the arrest warrant being issued.
Now look, he's technically not wrong. He's got the law on his side, but he also could have handled this way better. You don't get a homeowner thrown in jail over some brown grass or mildew on a mailbox. That's just ridiculous.
I think they trying to, because looking at this dude right here, he looked like he could be a part of the good old boys back in them days right there, you know what I mean? He looked like he could be part of them, we don't like your kind around here. He could be, you know what I mean? You can see it in his face, see it in his eyes right there, like he's a Floridian. Look like he could be, we don't want your kind around here. So he probably figured, single mom, and he could, if he could throw it in there, there's a potential chance she could get evicted and then, get her thrown out the neighborhood. I think somebody don't like her in that neighborhood. That's what I'm coming to. And he might know the person in the neighborhood and was like, well, you know what? I got an idea. We could try something to see if this worked. That's what I would come up to, because it is, I do get it. Technically, he's right. She did get notices of violations, and she disregarded them. Well, did she disregard them? And she failed to show up to court. Well, technically, she didn't disregard the violations if she went and did the grass, sold the van, and clean the mailbox. So she didn't disregard them. She just didn't show up to court. I think that's what that was. And her failure to abide by, you know, going to court is what got her thrown in jail. So technically he's right. But I'm saying that I just think that somebody don't like her in that neighborhood and use somebody that they know to hit her with something to try to get her up out that neighborhood and get her evicted or something. That's all I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of.
Green failed to show up in court warrant.
Also could have handled this way better. That's just ridiculous. This kind of thing is exactly why Florida tried to pass a law to rein in out-of-control HOAs. It was called House Bill 983, and
oh, okay. So last year, the Florida legislator made sweeping changes to rein in on what homeowners association could do to their members, amounting to essentially a homeowners bill of rights. That drastic. So they've had problems with this before. So the HOAs have been a problem before with this. It's just, you know, I guess we're just hearing about this one because she went to jail over it. But okay, so this has been a thing. All right, but just jail time, 7 days, and then somebody had to go in and actually file an emergency hearing to actually get her out and provide evidence to show, like, hey, like, and that was a paralegal that did that too. A paralegal went in and did it. So yeah, that's pretty wild. That is actually pretty wild. So man, this is crazy.
Rein in out-of-control HOAs. It was called House Bill 983. And yeah, it would have made a big difference. Florida has nearly 50,000 HOAs. That's second only to California. These HOAs got rule books that are thicker than a phone book, and they can fine you, sue you, and in some cases, like we just saw, push your case so far you end up in jail. That's not what HOAs were supposed to be. They're supposed to help maintain your neighborhood, not ruin your life. So HB 983 was written to stop this exact kind of abuse. It would have made sure HOAs couldn't drag people into court, or worse, jail, over petty stuff like grass, weeds, or chip paint. It also would have forced HOAs to actually be transparent, like show you their budgets, their rules, their meeting notes, the basic stuff homeowners should always have access to. It even made it easier to vote out shady board members and made sure that if you win a legal fight against your HOA, they cover the attorney fees, not you. Basically, it was trying to fix everything that makes people hate HOAs in the first place. But guess what? The bill never even got a shot. It died in the House Judiciary Committee on June 16, 2025, with Representative Chuck Brannon as the chair. And he never brought it up for a full vote. Why not? We don't know for sure, but more than likely, lobbyists had something to do with it. One of the biggest players is CAI, the Community Associations Institute. One of the biggest players is CAI.
CAI, but it says CIA.
The Community Associations Institute. They got over 45,000 members nationwide, including powerful Florida chapters. And they represent HOA boards, managers, and the lawyers who make a living.
Yeah, okay, so that's gonna be it for that one. But clearly, man, there is a deeper issue with that, and clearly Florida has an issue with the HOAs. They come raining down. I think that was an example that was to be made, maybe, and maybe they're gonna see more of those issues in the future. Whenever you know, people, I would say in the future, whenever, you know, jobs are harder to, well, jobs are already harder to get now, but, you know, the economic downturn, when it starts stressing people out, the HOA could stress people out even more by, you know, being nitpicky with all the little things that they have, like they just did with this woman, like brown grass, your mailbox dirty, you got a dent on your garage, a little bitty pebble dent on. So I look at it as a tactic to stress people out and to cause them to, you know, financially fall back on certain payments and certain things that go on in their life as far as, you know, home ownership goes, and to kind of push people out and get people out that they don't want in, and kind of weed out who they do want and weed out who they don't want type thing. That's what I think. But shout out to that guy for that video. That was a good video. Shout out to him. But yeah, I would see that as a tactic in the future to be used to stress out homeowners. That's what I see that as. And I mean, I hate to say it, that's a good tactic to use to stress out homeowners, to kind of keep people out and away from that area. And, you know, I mean, lucky a paralegal stepped in to help her out. You know what I mean? And it would be a tactic to use to attack potentially single people who are single and have homes, as opposed to like family oriented people, or people who are like what is it called, house poor or house rich, where all you have is a house but you work for the house doesn't work for you, you know. So it kind of helps to use those little dirty tactics to kind of stress people out, anger them, and make them want to move. Because, you know, you keep getting hit and nitpicked with things like that in your neighborhood, you're not going to want to stay there no more. You're not going to have to deal with that all the time. So maybe this might be something we might see more of in the future. I haven't ever looked into it as far as that county goes in Florida to see if this is something that's really big. Clearly, it seems like it is, because there was a whole bill that was supposed to be passed, or at least looked at and potentially try to pass on, but they shot it down. So who knows, man? That might be something that might be like a really, really, really big issue out there in Florida. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, with that being said, man, we're going to go into the next video with the same economy portion of the show. We're going to look at basically a different dude that I have on here. His name is Orlando Minor. He's basically going to talk about homeowners losing their homes and also losing their freedom, or kind of go off and see the same thing with that lady again, but he's not going to go on into it all the way. He's going to look at a different portion of it. I haven't seen the whole video, but you're going to kind of see a little bit from that lady previously, but you're also going to see more into it about how homeowners are losing their homes. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video and see exactly what's going on with this situation. So fair use, and let's check this out. Here we go.
Adam Walser, we previously reported how a woman who lives in this neighborhood was thrown in jail for 7 days of her HOA violations. Now we're hearing from other neighbors who say they faced fines, legal fees, and even foreclosure over violating HOA rules.
Sensational.
So other people have gotten fines, legal fees, and even foreclosures for violating HOAs, which is probably part of the contract which they can use, which I think it then proves what I was just saying. It's a tactic that they can use to weed out who they don't want in, and potentially maybe even jack up the prices, or for like big wig companies like BlackRock and those big huge conglomerates that can come in and swoop up the properties that are just huge investment companies that can actually take advantage of when situations like this happens. That's just my opinion.
Remember I did that video a week ago where I was explaining the situation with the lady who was put in jail for 7 days, guys. That's right, you heard me right. Put in jail for 7 days because of an HOA violation. Bro, come on! Now, in that video, I told you guys you can't trust these HOAs. These HOAs aren't loyal. And the one thing that you have to be very, 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 very mindful and careful with and cautious with is that these HOAs care about one thing only. They want to take your home. That's right. They want to take your home. So what happened right after I made that video?
Okay, so me and him on the same page. All right, cool. So I'm glad he said what I said, because we're on the same page. That's what I was thinking. Exactly. Okay, cool. Me and him on the same page. Shout out to him.
Well, another video came out, and guess what the HOA is doing? They are foreclosing on that lady's house.
You've been bamboozled.
They're trying to foreclose on her and take her house. But listen, it gets worse. We have other stories. We have other stories that will explain the mafia group that the HOAs are. Guess what? They weren't just doing it to that one person. This HOA is terrorizing.
What's so exciting?
Okay. So we're on to something here. Where's my thing at? Let me get this off the screen real quick. My bad. So we're on to something here. So so I was actually thinking the same thing. They could use this as a tactic to get people out. So we're going to see how they've been terrorizing. So the HOA board of people come together, and they all like-minded people, think the same way, and they can find a way to basically, I guess, finagle things in a way to how they want that neighborhood to be. Or if they see investors who want to come in and buy it, like who I said earlier, come in and swoop up and make a profit on the back end, or make the neighborhood their neighborhood and kick out who they don't want in. So let's see how this goes. All right, let's see exactly how this goes. Because he's on the same, he's thinking the same way I am. So let's see how this goes.
Pay me my money. We're gonna get into it. You need to watch this video. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel.
Board
mafias.
Our president.
HOAs are nothing but the Gambino family. These are legal mafias.
Our president lives here, and then This young lady's on the board.
Shauna Cruz Munoz says the Creekview HOA, where she owns a home, has lots of rules about everything from putting away trash cans to maintaining lawns.
This is some tall grass there.
Yes.
The HOA board hired a property manager, Ron Trowbridge of the Trowbridge Company, and a law firm, Frischia and Ross, to implement 67 pages of covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Neighbors say Trowbridge aggressively enforced those rules.
He would ride through here really slow in his truck. He had his clipboard on his lap, and if he was going to write you up, he'll stop right there in front of your house.
We got a violation on a Sunday for having a toy wagon outside.
Did you hear that? This guy walks around, drives his little car around on this little clipboard and goes, violation, violation, violation. That's $100, $2,000, $1,000 for a wagon in front of your yard.
This is literally crazy. Are you people insane?
Your property that you own, your property that you did it. He don't give warnings. See, let me just explain this to you guys. This is a lesson, a warning that you need to heed before you sign up with an HOA. The homeowner process of owning a home should be an enjoyable one.
All right, so basically, so far what we got from that is if you're in the process of buying a home, try not to get a home in an HOA. But then again, if you don't have a home in an HOA and people around you are like messy and they got cars in their yard, they don't take care of their homes, it'll mess up the resale value of your current home. So it's like a double-edged sword in a way. So hopefully you can live in an HOA where you ain't got people like this in your HOA that just drive through and just terrorize you. So be wary of this. This is a very valuable lesson to know and to learn. Think about this and learn from this. So if you're ever in the process of buying a home, think about this particular situation. Think about your HOA and try to ask people around that live in the neighborhood if the HOA is strict like this or, you know, how bad it is. And if you don't live in an HOA, just know that it can mess up the resale value of your home if the people around you who don't take care of their yard or have cars parked in their yard or high grass or whatever, which then could affect your living. So take heed to this and learn from this. Let's continue.
You get to enjoy you and your family. You're in your own domain. Should you be harassed by an HOA telling you, you've got a wagon in for your front yard?
What?
Your color of your house is 2 shades light.
I beg your pardon?
We're not talking about weeds overgrown. Your house is falling apart. We're talking about colors. We're talking about a van in your driveway, a van, a car, an automobile, and they're telling you can't have it.
That don't make no sense.
They're telling people, sorry, the height of your car is a little bit high. We can't have that here. Is that car moving? Because it's been here for 1 day in the driveway. Guess what? Is that we don't know. We don't know what's happening. If you don't move that car in 48 hours, we drove by here with my clipboard and I've been watching your house. This car's been here for 24 hours nonstop. We have a rule that says no car can just sit in your driveway for 24 hours. So if this car doesn't move, citation.
Get money.
So listen, guys, remember when I say these companies aren't loyal?
I mean, each violation is making them think about this. HOA is a business, just like anything else. And what's the number one rule of a business? To make profits. So how do they make profits? That's something that we should look into. That's something that we need to think about. How does the HOA make their money? As he continues with this video, I'm going to look in and see, do they make money off of, hitting you with fees and violations and taking you to court and evicting you? We'll find that out. So that's one thing you need to think about. HOA is a business. Business are made for profit. How does HOA make the money? So as he continues on with this, I'm going to look into this and see exactly how they make money, and we'll kind of go off of that. So let's continue.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers,
That's how they feel about HOAs. Here we go.
This goes for HOHs too, right? HOAs, the whole premise of that neighborhood getting that property manager reaching out to that attorney, you know what their whole premise is? money.
Come on, man!
Let's say that again. The whole premise of what they're trying to do is they want money. How?
Okay, so he says they want money. I just typed it in. Here we go. So HOAs, this is what just came up. It says HOAs make money primarily through, they make money primarily through mandatory dues from homeowners, which is you pay partial of the homeowners. Okay, we get that. But also generate revenue from special assessments, late fees, fines for rule violations, and potentially from renting out community spaces like clubhouses or placing vending machines. So while HOAs also earn money by allowing advertisement or placing cellular towers on their property, the main income sources are homeowner contributions intended to cover the cost of maintaining common areas, funding future projects, not to create profit for the association itself. So there we go. We have it right there. They also generate money or revenue from special assessments, late fees, fines for rule violations, and potentially from renting out community spaces. So they're just making money. That's all they're doing. They're just finding a way to make money and hitting you with money. That's all they're doing, basically, bottom line.
How do they get that? Legal fees, fines, and if they have to, foreclose on your home and take it. If this HOA puts a lien on your home, for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, what are most people going to do? Most people are going to panic and think, oh man, I don't want to get my home foreclosed. So they're going to force you to do a settlement. A settlement, that's what they want. At the end of the day, the HOA would love to take your home, but they know most likely they're going to get a settlement.
What do? You get another brilliant idea.
That's what they're after. See, he's going to charge you $50,000 in legal fees, but he knows he's probably going to only get $25,000. He's okay with that because he's going to go through every single day milking your neighborhood. That's what they're going to do. But listen, I don't want to jump ahead of the story.
It was like he was running the show.
Shauna says she was involved in a years-long battle with Trowbridge over her home's exterior paint.
And he painted this house how many times?
3 times since 2015.
Wow, I don't think anybody around
Nobody
here
paints their house that many times.
Shauna says it started shortly after she moved in.
I got a first notification that the side of my house had some fading. And all it said was, I needed to touch up the faded spots. So I did.
Yeah, they are being a menace out here to these people. If you're over here hitting people with violations for shading, but then at the end of the day, I mean, they're just making money. And to get you to settle, I don't understand what you would settle on. That's one thing I'm not comprehending. He's saying that you would settle. Settle for what? What are you settling for? That's what I don't get. I mean, they're sending you to court. You're going to court back and forth. You're going to court. Now, I'm pretty sure the HOA people, the HOA association, I'm pretty sure they have their own lawyers. So if you're going to court, their lawyers, their homeboys, their group of people who all work together, he's getting a check. The HOA group is getting the homeowners association normal fees that they got, plus fines and violations. Everybody's eating off of that or getting paid off of that. Then whoever the lawyer or lawyers are, he's getting paid from, that case that they're working on. So really each case that they're doing, they're all going to court, getting some money out of these cases. So yeah, that's what that is. I just don't understand the settlement part. I'm not understanding if you settle, what are you settling for? Like he said, they'll try to hit you with $50,000 settlement, but you settle for $25,000. What's the settlement? That's what I don't get. So let's look in a little deeper and see what's going on here. So here we go. So she had a little shade on her house.
Here's video of her son, a contractor, painting her home. Shauna says she sent Trowbridge proof she repainted and thought her issue was resolved.
And then maybe 7 months later, I get served.
She got notice of a lawsuit which said, quote, the home appears to have been partially painted. However, the painting of the home was not ever completed. The paint is badly faded on the sides and rear.
I'm calling, nobody returns my call. I email, probably the 4th email in, I got somebody that replied back and said, oh, we see that you painted the house, but you need to touch up some more things on the driveway.
You see what I'm saying? This lady.
Touch up some more things on the driveway. Bruh, at that point.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
This lady, she painted the home. She has video evidence that she painted the home. She did it. And how many times did she say she did it? 3 times since 2015. 3 times for an HOA. And they still weren't satisfied.
Who does that?
You know why? Because they wanted to take her home. They wanted to continue to hit her with fees. This is the reason. Listen to me, guys, when I say this. Listen to me when I say this. When you're dealing with these slimy HOHs, document everything.
Write it down and keep it for future reference.
If I were you, we're talking email only. We are talking email only. Don't talk to them on the phone. Don't call them, because you know what they're going to say? I did say that. I did say that. I did say this, but I didn't say that. Document it. Videotape. You know why? You're going to need that when you go to court. And that would be my suggestion. Do not play these games with these HOAs. Do not sit up here and think they're your friend. Do not think that since you give them money, they're on your side. They're not. These individuals, especially these HOAs that act like this, let it be clear, they want your home.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That is true. I mean, once they hit her with that, what was it? They hit her with a complaint because she got served. I mean, I wonder if I wonder whenever she finally reached out to somebody with the 4th email, if they either backed off with the complaint or what was it? Or did she still have to go to court via the complaint? But we're about to find out. So let's see.
Shauna says she repainted the rest of the house and notified Trowbridge.
Some more months went by, I didn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden I start getting all these letters in the mail that say, hey, let us help you with your foreclosure. And I'm like, what foreclosure? I call my bank, they're like, nope, we don't have anything. And I'm like, what is it? Can't possibly understand. Find out it's the HOA. They had put a lien on my house.
And you didn't know?
I didn't know anything about it.
She emailed Trowbridge and he responded, quote, we know nothing of a message or foreclosure. A lawsuit has been filed against you by the HOA. You should respond as instructed in the lawsuit. Your communication regarding this matter must be with the attorney, not the HOA office. The foreclosure action was for the HOA's attorney's bills.
You see how there's mass confusion? You reach out to your bank.
That's messed up. That is so they put a lien on her home, but for what reason? I guess they said that, oh, you didn't paint this, you didn't paint that. They let some time go by, but they put a lien on her home because of what they just made it up. And if you don't fight back, which you're going to fight back, but when you fight back, you're fighting, but you're getting charged attorney fees and money. So that's costing you every time you got to deal with these folks. They're hitting you in your pocketbooks. That's all they're doing. They're playing the money game with the courts. That's it. That's all they're doing. They're playing the money game with court. That's it. That's bottom line what they're doing. Money game with the court. Because if you don't respond to it, then it's going to be a really big problem. So, yeah. These people are evil for this one.
Your bank says, what are you talking about? Then you reach out to the HOA and the HOA goes, they ain't got nothing to do with us, but you're the HOA manager.
What the hell's going on over here?
Shouldn't you know that there's a foreclosure or there's a lien that you guys put a lien on my, oh, it's the HOA. I'm just the HOA manager. Guy.
I'm throwing a party.
So you have a lien on your home and the bank don't even know about it. The HOA put the lien on your home and you got to deal with a whole different entity because you got the loan through the bank. So usually you think you deal with the bank, but the HOA has a contract with you as well. So now they're trying to take the property from you. That's just grimy, bro. Like, to deal with the HOA of that nature, that is ridiculous. But, you know, he's right. These people are playing like some mobsters is what they're doing. They're being straight, you know, like a mob mentality to just terrorize people, which is sad. It's really sad at the end of the day. I mean, but learn from what's going on. Take this as a lesson learned and learn. Potentially, if you want to get a home in the future, this may be something you can, you know, look into and take heed to and observe the warnings and make sure it doesn't happen to you, because this is ridiculous.
Don't play dumb with me. Don't play dumb with me. You know, you just won't tell me. This is the games that these guys play. Listen, they're going to point fingers, point you in so many different directions. They're trying to make you give up.
It's an evil world we live in.
Then the HOA manager says, you need to only speak to the attorney. Let me give you some advice. You better not talk to that attorney by yourself. That HOA attorney, he will use every single word against you. You don't think that he's documenting? It's no surprise. Guess where this property is? Florida. How could we have ever guessed? HOA issues in Florida after they've given HOAs leniency, more power. This is your governor. This is your governor, Ron DeSantis, saying, meh.
You're in a situation where they're trying to take your house over legal fees.
Right. Well, they were going to put a lien on it.
And if you didn't respond, that could eventually end up at the courthouse steps, right?
Oh, at the courthouse steps. And then they would, every time they go down to like do something, they just add another fee on it, because as of December, it was only like $4,100. By the time we were done, it was at $5,100.
We emailed and called Trowbridge, but he didn't respond.
This is Adam Walsh.
We also called and dropped by the HOA president's home, but didn't hear back from him either.
I'm Adam. I'm with ABC Action News.
Attorney Francis Frischia, whose firm sued Shauna, also...
Hey, there he goes. That's Mr. Good Old Boy again. We have run into him once again. We ran into Mr. Old Good Old Boy himself. Look at him right there. He's looking at them like this. Yeah, there he is. He's like, how can I help you? I don't want you getting too close to me with them cameras. I don't like you.
I'm with ABC Action News.
Attorney Francis Frischia, whose firm sued Shauna, also filed a foreclosure lawsuit against Irina Green, alleging she was behind on her $65 a month HOA dues. Green responded in a court filing that she lost her job, was caring for her sick mother, and sent a wire payment to pay her delinquent HOA dues.
You see that? They don't care. They do not care.
Wait, but she sent the wire to pay her delinquent HOA dues. So she did get behind. But then here's a payment amount for $865. $60 a month, 8 months behind. So what's that? 6 times 8 is going to be 48 plus, late fees and all that stuff. So, who's to know exactly how far she's behind. So, I mean, I would say she paid it all up at once if you're having a payment of $845 right here for 60 for 8. Yeah, so they grimy.
HOA dues.
You see that? They don't care. They do not care. This is the reason why you need to document everything. This is the reason why I say you need to have an emergency savings account. This lady probably didn't even think something like this would happen. But emergencies are just that. They're emergencies. You don't think that an emergency is going to happen. So this is the reason why I am saying all the time, guys, that you need to prepare for anything. You need to have money set aside when those emergencies happen. And I'm not saying that this lady's at fault or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you need to be prepared so you don't have to get ready for stuff like this. You're not trying to scramble and saying, how do I make this work? I'm going to lose my home because I don't have $845 to pay these people.
Help me! Help me!
But if you have the money setting aside for emergencies, it will put you in a better situation. I'm not saying it's going to solve it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, let's stay ready. Let's stay ready. Listen, look, that's the problem. That's the problem with these scenarios. These HOAs and these individuals like this that are trying to take people's homes and whatnot, they're hoping you have no money. They're hoping that you don't have an emergency savings account, because then they could scare you and take your home away.
Green said she tried to pay the rest of her $780 a year dues, but couldn't.
My third year, they locked me out of the account.
Okay. Where we at? Let's stop this. Okay, we've seen this already, so we're not going to go over this twice. That doesn't make sense to go over the same topic twice, but we see what's going on with these HOA people. So, man, just be safe out there. Be safe. I've never ever heard anything being done like this before with an HOA, how grimy they can get. I've never I've never heard of this, nor have I ever looked into it, but to have this one come to my attention because of the lady going to jail over it, it's pretty jacked up to kind of like see how an HOA could actually do you in a situation over paint, a dent on your garage, or something just stupid, and then play these court games with you, and then just fees and legal fees back up. But I wonder if they targeted certain individuals, because it seemed like, because I didn't see a husband with any of these women, not saying that, I wonder if they targeted like single women in general. That's my whole thing. I wonder if they specifically was like targeting, because remember you saw the other lady. Where's the other lady at? There was another woman. Where is she? I'll show you her real quick. Because you had the one lady, Shauna, but then you had the other one who they showed where she had an issue. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because all you see is women. You don't see nobody else but women. Let me find the other one real quick if I can find it, because you saw the first woman and then the other woman got terrorized. Here she is. This woman too. So look, you even had this woman. Remember her? She said that she got a violation or a fine for a wagon. Listen.
Outside.
Did you hear that?
On
his clipboard on his lap, and if he was going to write you up, he'll stop right there in front of your house.
We got a violation on a Sunday for having a toy wagon outside.
Did you hear that?
See, so I wonder if they just target, single women. I don't know if that lady was single or not. I'm just making assumptions on that one. But I'm just saying, I wonder if that's who they target, or if they just hate everybody equally. I don't know. But it seems like that's who they've been targeting. But I don't know. You have to dive into the case and see. But if that is the whole case or not, it's a shame, man. But just, man, be careful out there. Take heed to that situation. Creek View, I don't know what county that is. I'm curious to know. Let's see. Let's find it. Lady gets thrown in jail for HOA in Florida. What county? Let's see if we can find out what county she was in. I think they said it. Hillsborough County, Florida. Hillsborough County, Florida. So whatever you do, man, stay out of Hillsborough County, Florida, at Creek View or Creekside or whatever it's called. Stay away from that, because them fools is on straight demon time. But nevertheless, shout out to Orlando Minor for that video. Give him a round of Give him a round of applause. I hit the wrong button. Give him a round of applause for that video, man. He actually did good on that one, man. Shout out to him. But yeah, some people say you want to like stay out of a HOA and don't live in a HOA, but there's give and takes to each one. Just depends, and just try to do what those one. It's what is it? It's kind of like the Amish. Do what the Amish do. You know what I mean? Like Amish do it a good way. There's a group of white people who are moving out to, is it Alabama or Arkansas? And they have like a whites only community, which, if that's what you want to do, I can't knock you. I mean, I think it's a good idea. If you personally, like, hey, if you're going to do a white only community, I'm not against it. Like, hey, do your thing. But if you're going to have your own community, I would say do it like them, and, know who is, around you. And if your community has a no HOA thing, then you all just kind of enforce upon each other, kind of police each other and hold each other accountable, but just kind of have some stipulations amongst each other in case, things get out of whack. Basically, self-govern yourself is what I'm saying in a nutshell. So, if that's the case and people can do that, then stay out of the way of these HOA people. Because then again, these people are gonna, they can have like they can have the way these HOA people in Florida are moving, those particular ones in that county or whatever. They're moving like a straight mob. You know what I mean? Like they have a messed up mentality, and especially trying to take your home away and not caring nothing about it. That's just evil, bro. That is not cool. I don't agree with that whatsoever. So, try to come together with a group of like-minded people, or just be very particular on which HOA you move into, because I've never heard one that bad, but keep that in mind. You know what I mean? My parents live in HOA, so they never had anything to this nature of going to jail over, something as trivial as that. So just, keep it, just keep an open eye on that, because it's never nothing that serious, but over there it is. So, but again, shout out to them. But that's going to be it for the economy portion of the show. We're going to segue over. You know what? Wait, I think we got one more thing. Actually, we do. Before we switch out the economy portion of the show, we do got one more thing. We got one last thing that has to do with the economy. This one, we're going to look at the a study that looks on how people would spend money from UBI, which is Universal Basic Income. We're going to look on this. There, we're going to look at the experiment that was done previously a few years ago, and we're going to see if universal basic income is something that will be a positive going into the future or a negative, and to see the social experiment that they ran and see what the outcome was and to see how it turned out. So we're going to take a look here at this video, but before we do, of course, your boys got to hit the freaking refresh button because I ain't got YouTube Premium yet, and they are going to hit me with an ad, and we ain't got time for all that right there. We ain't got time for that right there. I need to go ahead and get me one of them sound bites sound like this right here. But yeah, so we're gonna see if the God dang it, come on, let's quit doing that. We're gonna see how the experiments for free money or universal basic income, see how it worked, and see if there's a positive or negative to having universal basic income. Basically communism in a nutshell. But let's just check this out and see right here. So let's see, fair use to ABC News, and we're gonna check out this video. So here we go.
This morning, new insight into whether a universal basic income could one day be sustainable. It's from a study conducted by Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, who has warned about major job losses across certain industries as artificial intelligence grows more powerful.
The speed of the change that may happen here is the part that I worry about the most.
Altman's study gave 1,000 low-income people $1,000 per month over a 3-year period. It was free money, no strings attached. It's something former presidential candidate Andrew Yang supported during the 2020 campaign.
This would create millions of jobs, make our children and families stronger, and give all Americans a better chance to transition in the economy of the 21st century.
Altman's study found people mostly spent the extra money on basics, such as food, rent, and transportation. The largest increase in their spending was to help family and friends with their bills. Many people also put money in the bank. On average, with the extra money, they worked about 1 hour less per week. The research was conducted amid concerns that artificial intelligence will eventually make millions of jobs obsolete, leaving many people scrambling to find new ways to make a living.
With every great technological revolution in human history, although it has been true that the jobs change a lot, some jobs even go away. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of that here.
Critics dismiss the idea of a universal basic income as un-American, comparing it to socialism, saying it would lead to dependency and suffocate innovation in the economy. But tech industry titans, including Elon Musk, Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey, and the so-called godfather of artificial intelligence, Geoffrey Hinton, support it.
So I'm very worried about AI taking over lots of mundane jobs, and that should be a good thing. It's going to lead to a big increase in productivity, which leads to a big increase in wealth. And if that wealth was equally distributed, that would be great.
Worked about 1 hour.
All right, so let's see. So they came with a study. So this is what the universal basic income study. The largest increase was supposed to help family and friends. But what happened was people put money in banks and they work 1.3 hours less per week. So you gave them a handout, and instead of doing something with it, they didn't capitalize on it. They just took the money and worked less and didn't use it for anything productive. Let's check it out.
Rent and transportation.
All Americans a better chance to transition in the economy of the 21st century.
Altman's study found people mostly spent the extra money on basics, such as food, rent, and transportation. The largest increase in their spending was to help family and friends with their bills. Many people also put money in the bank. On average, with the extra money, they worked about 1 hour less per week.
So there was no positive outcome with it. I mean, they spent it on the basic needs that they needed, and then turned around and worked it less because they had, an extra 1,000, which I get it, but good things don't last forever. So when you have something, you have an opportunity, you got to go all in. You know what I mean? You have to just, use it for your extreme benefit. I mean, personally, extra $1,000, you already got 40-hour work week or however long you work. And then somebody just comes in and says, hey, here's the extra 1,000 we're just going to give you. You better eat 2 things: pay off your debt and invest that money. That's the 2 things you should do with that money, my humble opinion. But from the study that they did, that was not the case. They worked less, put the money in the bank, and what is the bank going to do with your money when you put it in there? You're going to save it, but ain't nothing going to happen. You ain't going to get no big return on it. So, and then you work an hour less. Like, it's not going to be a good turnaround. It's not going to be a good turnaround at all. So basically just showing that if they were to give a bunch of people UBI a stipend to live under, there would be no benefit. It would actually be worse because they actually worked less and they just put the money in the bank. There was nothing that they did with it. They didn't try to use it towards a business or anything like that. There was nothing that they gained from getting the money. It just showed, like, did they try to start a company? Did they take that? There was nothing. There was nothing at all. So with this being said, seeing that universal basic income is going to happen and is on horizons, it's not going to be very beneficial to many people if this is how they're going to run with the money in the future, or run with the stipend that they're going to get, especially when jobs are being taken away and never going to return ever again with AI replacing everything. So yeah, that's going to be that right there. So universal basic income, which people do kind of relate or regard as similar as communism, which it is at the end of the day. If the government gives you a stipend or a set amount of money, you know, equal across the board, as far as like, even if you worked harder, you don't enjoy the fruits of your labor. You get the same labor as somebody who didn't do anything. So both of y'all get the same amount of money, whether you work hard or not. That just destroys innovation, that destroys motivation, that destroys ambition, and that destroys purpose. That is a horrible way to live, but to each his own. That's where they're headed to. But yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic of the show. Shout out to ABC News for that video. And yeah, that's what that is. All right, so we got one more segment of our show to get to. Let me see, where we at right here. I could show that, but I'm not going to show that today. No, we're not going to look at that. All right, so we're going to go into the very last segment of our show, which is going to be AI. So let's go ahead and change that banner up right there. Change it to AI, and let's go ahead and show our intro.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
All right, so there we go. We are in the AI segment of the show. Yes, sir. Round of applause. Thank you. All right, had to hit a ban on somebody or some bot or whatever that came in. But all right, we'll go to the AI portion of the show. We're going to start off first by looking at this little short that we have right here by MSNBC, and we're going to see what a Social Security new AI chatbot does when it runs circles and talks around its customers and basically gets you to nowhere fast. So we already know what it's like to be on the phone with an automated voice or whatever, but now we have an AI automated voice, and we're going to see how that plans out, see how that plays out. So let's go ahead and pull this up and switch that banner out and see exactly what's going on with these Social Security new AI chatbots. Here we go. If it will play.
If you have an issue with your Social Security and call the Social Security Administration to ask about it, this is who picks up.
How can I help you today?
Can I speak to an agent?
To better serve you, please briefly explain the reason for your call. How can I help you today?
I didn't get a check in April.
The 2025 Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA, for Social Security and Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, beneficiaries is 2.5%. The standard Medicare Part B premium is $185 per month. If you're finished, feel free to hang up. Otherwise, how can I help you today?
That's enough to make you crazy. I mean, that was Social Security's new artificial intelligence chatbot. It is not particularly intelligent, it seems. So a week ago, a reporter from the Washington Post called the Social Security hotline, that's what you just heard, with the very basic issue. She didn't get a check. She wanted to speak to an agent. This is something lots of people are experiencing. The reporter wanted to know how long it would take for the chatbot to help with that very simple issue.
I didn't get a check in April, and I want to speak to an agent.
You can get Social Security retirement benefits and work at the same time. Say agent for additional assistance. If you're finished, feel free to hang up. Otherwise, how can I help you today?
Agent.
For faster service, please say the reason for your call. How can I help you today?
I didn't get my April check and I want to speak to an agent.
The 2025 Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA.
I mean, that is maddening. And not only does Social Security already use that AI chatbot for its national phone number, it's planning to roll out that automated chatbot to all of its field offices by this summer.
Okay. Usually when I'm on the phone with an automation like that, I usually say the word representative, and it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You gotta say it 3 times. You say it once, they'll try to still try to help you. You say it twice, the automated machine will still try to help you. You say it the 3rd time, it'll be like, all right, hold on, we'll get you to a representative or agent right now. So I don't know how true that is. I know the word representative is the word that I use, and I actually get results. So I don't know if it's because she said agent is why she didn't get results, but I know if you say representative, I've never had that issue. So I'd have to deal with that and call the Social Security place myself and actually run that run that experiment to see if it's true. But I don't know. That seems a little fishy to me. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I may have to run that experiment on my own and record myself doing it just to see if it's true or not. Because I never say agent. You're already talking to an AI agent, so I feel like you'll be confusing the AI if you say the word agent. Representative would be the word that will be used or has always been used as knowing to speak to a live person. So I don't know. I think they just might be trying to stir up some kind of controversy or whatever, or some kind of, anger amongst people to get more views and whatever. So who knows? That could be the case. That could not be the case, but just be aware of that. If you run into a situation, use the word representative and you usually get what you need. Say the word representative and you usually find yourself on the phone with a live person as opposed to saying agent, because we have AI agents now, which are something that people are starting to use for their business. So just keep that in mind. All right, so next we have this video right here. We're going to look at the AI videos that blur the lines between real and fake reports. So for boomers who sit and watch the news every day, 24/7, 365, we'll kind of see exactly what's causing the AI to potentially confuse people and cause misinformation amongst people who watch news or any other news clips. So let's go ahead and get right into this one right here. We have NBC News, fair use. We're going to check out this video and see how AI is blurring the line between news. Let's go.
The so-called AI slop all over the internet these days.
Angela Carter here live.
Is getting less sloppy.
Disaster. Just kidding. I'm not real.
With hyper-realistic AI-generated sham news clips circulating, often presented as a joke.
Dana Brooks reporting live from Ocean View.
But what's becoming not so funny, how easily reality can be confused with the fakes.
White House unveils plan to train bald eagles as patriotic aerial surveillance units.
Can you tell the difference?
Well, President Trump meets today with another global leader as his administration promises more trade deals.
I'm going to say the lady on the left is AI. Well, actually, it says it right there. Whoops.
The one on the left is AI generated, while the right is real. The launch of Google's VO3 earlier this year, shocking users and the industry with how realistic the model is, plus how it can be paired with audio generation.
Reporting live from Clearwater Beach, where an unidentified...
And as the lines blur, the AI clips of fake reports or newsworthy events that never happened, even reaching the Oval Office. With President Trump posting this provocative AI-generated video of former President Obama being arrested at the White House. In many ways, it's an obvious example of misinformation or parody, easily debunked. But what happens when it's not so obvious?
We used to say that seeing is believing, and that's no longer the case.
It's making life hard for Emmanuel Saliba, a content verification expert and a former NBC News reporter. She says the tech is getting so advanced, the fake videos are routinely being spread across the world and reported as fact.
During that gap between an event happening and authorities or media having any sort of confirmation, that's where we're seeing all of this AI generated content start to spread. And before it's debunked, before it's verified, it's gaining millions of views.
The phenomenon, also known as synthetic media. We wanted to see how easy it was to create, so we gave Google's VO3 a try.
Well, the prompt says, generate a realistic TV news reporter stand-up. NBC News correspondent Emily Ikeda standing in a snowbank with snowy trees behind her.
We fed the program a short prompt meant to recreate a real report I did back in 2023.
All right, so now we will generate.
On our first try, with about a minute of processing.
Oh. Should we give it a listen?
This is an area used to winter weather, but as you can see in the drooping tree branches, this colossal storm dropped heavy snow.
The landscape is so good and the quality is so good, like down to the detail of the hat. You can kind of see flurries.
It doesn't really look or sound like me, and the text at the bottom of the screen is gibberish, a telltale sign of AI. But watch how the AI reporter gestures, the hat, coat, even the NBC patch on the shoulder, and side by side with the real thing.
This is an area that used to winter weather, but as you can see in the drooping tree branches, this colossal storm dropped heavy snow.
The slow zoom out, it's incredibly similar to the actual camera movement.
We tried altering the prompt to make it look more like me, but those attempts were blocked, with Google alerting it, quote, might violate our policies about generating prominent people. Google's video generator is so good, at least in part, because it's training its models on some videos posted to YouTube, the company recently told CNBC. It's that sheer realism of such an easy, free creation that highlights the bigger concern when this tech is used not for fun, but to push an agenda or sow confusion. Saliba pointed to this example, a video posted to a Persian language Telegram channel in June, apparently showing an Israeli strike on Iran's infamous Evin prison. Now, Israel did strike the prison, so the video made its way onto multiple news reports, including NBC News Digital, but the video was fake. The video has since been removed from NBCnews.com out of concerns about its authenticity.
Right now, what we're seeing with generative.
Okay. So they just took real news, but they made a video to it and used it to get views and likes and basically just take the money and just get the money out of it. So that's interesting. Now, I know that whenever she had this situation right here, let me go to this. So this right here, how you have the real her and the AI generated version of her. Just remember that this is the very beginning. And as you can see right here, do I have the CC on? Turn it off. As you can see right here, the words that she has on her thing is gibberish as opposed to this one right here, which is real words. Mine's doing that too. I have that same issue as I'm going to show you right here. So watch. Whenever I play this clip, read the words at the bottom as my little sexy lady comes in and gives the intro. Check it out.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
Okay, you see it. It said welcome to something, separation or segregation, something. So the words don't match it. Their CC caption for AI, that's not good yet. That doesn't really, that's not really good yet. But just for right now, it's still working and work out the kinks, and it'll be, within the next 2-3 years. All of that stuff will be fixed. So we'll be, in the clear from that. But as for right now, yeah, if people are making these fake videos, what happens is you get misinformation, but on the back end, you make a whole lot of money. That's the whole thing. Whoever made that video, they probably made a lot of money. Or if they didn't make money, then, Google or YouTube probably clipped it and realized that it was a fake video, because they do ask you if this is an AI generated video or whatnot. So they do want to know. And I don't know if recently they were doing something on YouTube stating that they were not going to be monetizing AI videos anymore, depending on how you were doing them, because I did a video on that as well. But let's continue.
Iran's infamous Evin prison. Now, Israel did strike the prison, so the video made its way onto multiple news reports, including NBC News Digital, but the video was fake. The video has since been removed from NBCnews.com out of concerns about its authenticity.
Okay, so that video was so real looking that the news channel used it and realized that they used a fake video. Wow. The news channel got faked using somebody else's AI generated video on the news. So really, we're in a wild, wild west. We're like in a free for all right now when it comes to this. So let's check this. That's crazy.
Right now, what we're seeing with generative video is that it can only generate one shot up to 6 or 8 seconds max, and that was the length of the video.
Saliba found this still image from a 2-year-old article, an exact match for the first frame of the clip, meaning someone likely used that image to generate the false footage. The 12-day Iran-Israel war proving to be fertile ground, synthetic propaganda getting mixed into the torrent of information pouring out of a rapidly changing conflict. Some have clear AI tells if you're looking closely, but realistic enough to fool those quickly scrolling. It's all happening in an increasingly fragmented media environment, with more than half of people under 35 in the U.S. already relying on social media and video sites as their main source of news, as opposed to traditional media outlets, according to a Reuters survey. Influencers and podcasters like Joe Rogan regularly pooling larger audiences than cable news, and even comedians editing themselves into local news clips to create funny content that's not AI, but still sometimes hard to distinguish from the real thing.
Crazy. I paid $300 to rip some zins and maybe catch some grouper.
Now AI adding another layer with the ability to almost instantly dub video content in another language, also available on the market. It's straightforward. I take this selfie video, the team pops it into a website, a few clicks, y de repente estoy hablando otro idioma para que conste, no hablo español con fluidez. Recognizing these.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that, but I may have to start doing that at some point, because then you can start using that, and then, yeah, I'm not going to say much, but yeah, let's keep going.
Difficulties in verification as a growing problem. Some companies are trying to tackle it at the source. Google declined to be interviewed for this story, but pointed us towards a feature it's calling Synth ID, an imperceptible watermark embedded in the pixels, sound waves, and even the word choices of all its AI-generated content.
The watermark can withstand common editing techniques like reordering and trimming, adding noise, compression, cropping, and filters.
Google's systems can detect the watermark and flag likely AI content, but the detector is still in testing for now and not helpful to the public yet. Others taking a different approach, focusing on marking authentic content instead. One group, C2PA, is trying to build content credentials that can track the life of a piece of content from its origin to the point that you see it online. The chairperson describing it as a digital nutrition label, but it has limitations.
The challenge there is that it doesn't survive, for example, upload and download from social media. And most of this content is spreading on social media.
In response, C2PA telling us it's combining a visual watermark with the content credentials to make them more durable. But until it's obvious to a regular viewer out on the web, what's a news consumer supposed to do?
Just being aware of what these tools can produce. Stay skeptical, try to verify the content. There are a couple tells that you can keep an eye on, but those will change over time.
Making clear, even a trained eye might need more sophisticated tools to tell fact from fiction.
I think what the real big issue is about all this right here is what's going on is that these news and media companies are starting to notice that they have competition when it comes to spreading news. For the first time ever, they're having issue dealing with giving out news. They were usually the main media source, the main news source. And then, you know, the internet came out and YouTube and all this stuff. You got Joe Rogan and different podcasts now that people watch for news and stuff like that. But the news is still the news. Now you got AI, and the AI can just, anybody can turn around, like you saw earlier, where they took that woman's news clip from like 2 years ago and basically almost emulated it down to a T. So the media companies, all these news sources are now starting to see that they are all on the chopping block to being put out of commission. So I think that's what the real issue is. Like previously with the UBI thing, watching what Sam Altman was talking about, how it was going to replace a lot of jobs. Even huge conglomerates and corporations like MSN and NBC and ABC and all those, they're going to have a serious issue dealing with this stuff too. The weatherman and woman, all that stuff is going to be, you know, obsolete at some point because you're not going to really need them anymore to do these things. So that's the main issue that they're having, because they're trying to say that, you know, it's spreading misinformation. But I mean, at the end of the day, when it starts not spreading misinformation and it gives you real information, or even if the information is now, because right now think about this, that the media sources are controlled by a certain group of individuals who own the media companies, but now the media companies now has competition with the people that run AI. So you got the people who always had the media companies in the palm of their hand met with the people who know how to run and dominate AI, and now they're clashing with each other's companies. So now these companies are up for grabs or fighting for, the pool of money, and for the fact that if you even need any news or media source anymore, AI can just take over your whole media source company and just make your whole employee base obsolete. All the people that you hire for your media company, your employees, your whole business, your whole business plan, structure, organization, gone. AI can take that over and be done with the media or news medias completely. Like, you're not going to be needed no more. And I keep hitting this microphone. So I think that's what the main problem that they're having is realizing that AI is going to make the news media outlets obsolete at some point, and it's going to be done by nowhere near as many people as it takes to run it now. You're not going to need, like you saw her at the computer when she typed up that prompt to emulate the video that she had, and she probably took a clip of the video and then typed it up to make it look whatever, but she did that by herself at the computer. Now take a tech person who knows how to focus and specialize in on that. They can run anything. They can run hundreds of companies by themselves. So a lot will be done by a whole less amount of people, a lot fewer people. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be crazy. So yeah, AI is coming for everybody's job, including the news outlets. And I think they can feel it and they know it's coming. Because even though this video that we just watched, I mean, I've seen this on the internet a long time ago. Like, looking at these clips right here, these are old. Like, I saw these like months ago, 1, 2, 3, 4 months ago, and this video came out 12 days ago. So to see like stuff like this stuff is old, and they're just not tracking this like 2 weeks ago. They're moving too slow because social media done had this out. People have done seen these videos. Who didn't see it? The boomers, because the boomers are not really on the internet like that. So for them, this is new news, but majority of people are getting their news from social media. So that's what they're having to compete with. There's a new generation coming up, and a new generation gets their news from social media. They don't get their news from the news like the boomers do. So it's switching the whole plane of how media and news is going to be orchestrated, and AI and the news media people who are seeing this, they're looking like, we have competition after all these years. Yeah, you do. And the competition is a lot versus your few. And it looks like the few is going to dominate as time progresses, because these new generation of kids, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they look at the world differently because they were born into a world of social media. As for like millennials and Generation X, were not born into a world of social media. We saw social media happen as opposed to being born in it. So it's a lot of business changes that are finna go down, and the changes for business are going to turn into basically a business model with a lot less employees able to cover a lot more work, but kind of like what Sam Altman said, him and his techie friends are in a race to see who can be the first one-man $1 billion ran company, because now one man can possibly run $1 billion company by themselves using all the AI agents and bots to, fulfill all the roles. So yeah. Anyway, that's my spiel for today. That was today's show. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I brought something good to the table for you to use. We'll probably be back tomorrow on, what's today? Tomorrow's Friday, so we might be back tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Just depends on what's going on. I'll probably have another show to do tomorrow, which I do need to get another show going tomorrow, because I've been out for like dang near a whole week. It's been a minute since I ran a show, so I got to get back on this grind, get back going, and we'll be doing a lot more shows throughout the week once school kicks back up next week. So we'll be having earlier shows. We won't be doing any late shows like this. We'll be doing them early in the day, probably like around 10 in the morning, maybe noon, and we'll be cranking these out and running these shows like it's nobody's business, and we'll be running a whole lot of these live streams. So yeah, with that being said, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in to today's show. We'll catch y'all later, and enjoy this nice looking Latina on the way out the door.
Follow D. Elliott Fitness for the kind of workouts you'll never forget.
My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on